Tonight, I have a lot of mixed emotions. Really disappointed in our energy, but then when you shoot 9 for 43 from the three-point line, it becomes very, very difficult to press when you're pressing off of misses. And so, we were not able to get into our press a lot because we took a lot of threes and didn't make those threes. And a lot of them were good shots and didn't go down. We can talk about the free throws. If we make our free throws at a clip that is acceptable to Division I teams, around 75%, we would have won the game. But we're in January and there's a lot of my bads. We're playing a lot of young people, a lot of people that don't have a lot of experience, and we have way too many my bads. We had 3 baseline out of bounds plays where we were not prepared, and they scored 3 straight times on baseline out of bounds in the third and fourth quarter, and you can say that that was the game also. To say that I'm disappointed, I am. Obviously it's a loss, especially at home where we had been so good up until recently. We didn't do the things that you need to do to win, whether you're at home or away, whether you're playing 6 freshmen or you're playing none. You shoot the ball the way we did tonight from the three-point line and from the free throw line, and then you don't execute defensively the game plan, you're not going to win. And kudos go to Dayton. I think that they did a really good job of coming out in the zone after the timeout on multiple possessions. That was something that we weren't prepared for. We have not seen them do that the entire year. And they did a nice job of breaking the press up until the fourth quarter. They had done a nice job of advancing the ball, and we had to play out of scramble mode, and that didn't work for us tonight.
Dan, what was the message to the girls after the game? What had to be said, if anything?
You're 9 for 43 from the three-point line, and you're 12 for 25 from the free throw line. When you shoot 48% from the free throw line and 20% from the three-point line, when you take twice as many threes as your opponent and they still have more threes than you do, you're probably not going to win. And tonight, Dayton, if you take away Wolf, Dayton on average makes just around 3 threes a game, and tonight they made 6, so they doubled up what they usually do from the three-point line. And kudos go to them because they knocked shots down, and we didn't. And so I just said that. And if you talk long, you talk wrong. We'll take tomorrow off and wash this off and get back to work.
You mentioned the 43 three-point shots. Is that something I guess you're normally comfortable just having them continue to shoot in hopes they go down, or were you hoping to see more adjustments from them and maybe looking at other ways to score?
It's a great question. A lot of those threes were pretty good looks. Without the benefit of film and being in an emotional state, I can't really tell you how many were of high quality and how many were really challenged. But you've got 3 starters who were 3 for 17. Let's just go right down the line. Our starters were 3 for 23, and that's not like us. So that's part of how we're built, is to shoot the ball from 3. Even when we drove it, though, we didn't have a tremendous amount of success. Their height and their athleticism to get to the right spot defensively presented challenges to us. But we had enough open three-point looks that we should have knocked it down, that we could have won the game. But at the end of the day, it really came down, in my eyes, more than anything, is to missing free throws, and then the 3 possessions baseline out of bounds where we just completely had my bads, and you can't have my bads in January.
Rebounding was one area where going into the game, their stats were indicated it might be a problem area for you guys, but it seemed like you guys were able to limit them more. You did well on the offensive boards, especially after maybe a rough start. What do you make of that performance? Do you think it's something that kind of helped keep you in the game?
You know, we've either tied or out rebounded our last two other opponents, and tonight we were one off. You know, the rebounding may have kept us in the game with how poorly that we've shot the ball. It did, and that's great. You know, there's going to be a lot of offensive rebounds when you shoot so poorly like we did today.
Dan, in hindsight's 2020, you haven't seen any film, but what were you pleased with tonight?
Nothing. We lost. There's not a lot of moral victories out of this one. Nothing.
In the first half, you started subbing in as units instead of individually, and then towards the second half, you stopped doing that. Is there a certain reason why you wanted to sub in units at the beginning and then switched over?
Well, if you've watched our last two games, and if you've seen us play earlier in the year, that's what we've been doing. And we script out what the rotations, as we call them, are going to be in the first quarter and into the media timeout of the second quarter. After that, it really comes down to who is performing, who's providing energy, who's providing positive production. And in the case tonight, you can see that there's minutes spread all over, and you're trying to find someone who is going to knock down a shot. And you know, tonight was one of those nights where that didn't happen from a lot of people, and so you're searching at that point. And then foul trouble played a part in that also. You know, so you have to sub there.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you supporting women's basketball. Thank you.